What is up, guys? It is your boy Brian636. Today I want to cover something that has been asked to me so many times. Why the 636? Why do so many people gravitate towards the 636 for stunt riding? And today I'm going to get into that for you. So first things first, I think that we should start this off with a little bit of a history lesson, just like everything on this channel. Kawasaki developed the 636 in 2001 all the way up until 2002, and the first production of the 636 ran 2003. The first generation of the 636 is the one that you see before me, the 2003, the 2004 636. This has become known as the unicorn for a lot of stunters for a lot of different reasons, but we'll get into all that later. The second generation of the 636 came right after in 2005 to 2006, but after 2006 they stopped making them. Now Kawasaki did get some crap for releasing the 636 because none of the other major four, and I'm talking about Suzuki, Kawi, Yamaha, and Honda, had pushed out of the 600cc class. So this left a void within Kawasaki for the 600cc class, which is where the 600 RR comes in. They made 600 RRs the whole time so they could still have a bike to compete in the class, and it looks identical to the 636. However, they were able to compete in the class because they still had a 590cc motor, unlike this one, which had a cheater 37 cc's. So fast forward, in between the years of 2006 all the way up to 2012, there was no more production of the Kawasaki 636. There was only ZX6Rs, and they made 2 to 3 generations in between hand. But come 2013, Kawasaki came back knocking with the third generation of the 636. And that's the bike that a lot of people are coming to ride more and more now. And I mean the stunt riders experimenting with everything from oil pickups on it to flashing the ECU, and there's been a lot of work done for that 636. Now, here we are in 2019, and we have the fourth generation of the Kawasaki 636. It's gotten better every year. Kawasaki continually pushes the line with it, and this generation's big showcase was mostly its price. It came out at $9,999. That's pretty unheard of for a production 600 class bike to come off the showroom like that. Now let's get into answering the question of why the 636. Now, we can go into a lot of reasons of why a stunt rider might want to ride a 636 and why it is so common for us to choose this year. And this video, I want to explain it because I do think that there is a definite pros to riding this bike because so many guys have ridden it throughout the generations. Whether or not you like it or not, this bike and its parts are universally recognized. They're universally made. Anything in the stunt world is made for this bike. So if you own a 2000 R6, you might not be able to get that sub cage from a brand name company, but I guarantee you can get any part you want as far as stunt riding for a 2003 to 2004 636. And I'd probably say that's one of the #1 reasons why guys choose this bike, and that's the parts availability. And I do mean stunt parts availability. I do not mean stock parts availability, because as you know, it's 2019 and this bike was only made for 2 years. Another huge reason that stunters tend to gravitate toward this motor is the oil pickup. The oil pickup is almost directly in line with the motor, if anything a little bit back, so when you're on a wheelie you have oil the entire time. Your bike isn't starving for oil like you have with other bikes. The 2013, you actually should run an oil pickup because the oil pump is towards the front of the motor, so when you're in a wheelie your motor doesn't have oil going to it and you lose oil pressure. Oh, look at all these bicycles coming in here. I feel like the lone wolf. Turn this on really quick. I'll get back to my list, go circle around them. I don't ride up here much, so these kids don't get to see motorcycles on the regular. Huh? I do. Yeah.
That GoPro tells it all.
Yeah.
You gotta make the thumbnail our bikes with your bike.
Sweet.
Dude, I know you.
Oh, you guys go fast on these things, huh? Oh, coming in drifting.
On
on that rolling burnout. All right, guys, so stock parts are getting really hard to find with these years since they only produced them for 2 years. They're becoming more and more of a rarity. So the parts for them is becoming harder and harder to get, but the stunt parts for them are more prevalent than ever since they've been stunted for, what, 16, 17 years now? Because as soon as they were coming out of the factory, these bikes were stunning. Guys, I've seen pictures of guys way before my day in 2004, 2005, stunting these things, you know, pretty much stock. Gotta love it, man. Connecting with the community, connecting with the kids, putting them on to something positive. Woo! Look at that prime spot on there, too. Yeah. That looks good. There. Get in. Sweet. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys being in the vlog. Good meeting all you guys. Hopefully put you guys on the motorcycles one day. All right, guys, it was good meeting you. Guys, I love it. That's like literally everything the channel is about. I'm over here giving you a history of the 636 and at the same exact time teaching those kids about it and teaching the kids that this is a positive avenue to travel down. It's the next step up from bicycles. You see the lights up in their eyes. Like, there's just something about stunt riding and motorcycles that will intrigue a teenage boy. It just will. It'll fascinate them. And you know what? In a lot of these areas, that is a lot better than being fascinated with money, drugs, and power. Because that's unfortunately what ends up happening to a lot of these young boys, is they ended up being corrupted by the neighborhoods that they live in. So let's get back to some of the reasons that you might want to buy a 636. So guys, I covered the history of the 636, the 4 generations there. I covered some of the big issues with the OEM parts becoming more and more scarce and the stunt parts being there more and more. So let's talk about some more reasons why somebody might want to get a 636. What the hell do we got going on here? Got a whole block closed down. Guys, the 636 power to weight ratio is insane, especially if you think back to the 2003-2004 era that it came out with. You ride something like an F4i, it's just a dog in the low end. The 636's power band is the true reason that I am in love with this year. You can look back at my videos from years ago and I was saying the same thing. The power band on this bike is awesome. All the way from 2,000 RPMs to redline, it's predictable. So why do you want predictability in a stunt bike? I hope that's pretty simple, but on a wheelie, you're trying to control the thing like this. So if you have a snappy bike or a bike with a bog that doesn't pick up right away, you're gonna have a really choppy wheelie. And I mean up, down, left, right, up, down, right, left, you know, just all over the place. Pop her up for you. I feel like we haven't done many wheelies in this vlog. Oh, look what I got, guys. Everyone roasted me before. Ooh, them fresh Nikes. Ooh. Everyone was roasting my Converses on the Doomsday video. Nuh-uh, not today. Talk about a smooth street, huh? And I haven't done a long scrape for you guys in a long time. long. Here we go. Destroy these new shoes for you. Woo! I save up all my money from this YouTube gig, and I get some new shoes and I go destroy them the same day. These things are getting more and more expensive and hard to find by the day. I've seen these bikes go for like $5,000–6,000 when they're fully built stunt bikes, which is crazy, but it is becoming the new reality. Why? Because supply and demand. It's just like everything else. The demand is there for the 2003, 2004. Supply is simply not, because they're not making them anymore. I personally like working on a bike with not too much electronics. You look at the 13, or even more so, the 2019 or 2020 636, those things are full of technology. And I don't mean that's a bad thing, but for working on a bike in your garage like how I do, I prefer to have things simple. Now guys, there is something to be said as well on the knowledge aspect. Since these things have been around so long, and even more so, I've just stuck with one of them the whole time. I feel like I could take apart this bike blindfolded by now. If she starts a little bit of a sputter, I know that that's the fuel pump. I can tell when my tire has only let out a couple PSI because of how familiar I've gotten with the bike. And that's a really good thing that you want in a bike, is longevity. And I mean something that you could see yourself being on for a long time. Nobody wants to be swapping bikes every 2 seconds, because then you can never really grow with the bike. You can never get comfortable on that bike. So stop looking at your bike like you go to the bar trying to pick up girls, and start looking at your bike like you would your wife or your girlfriend. Start thinking of these long-term relationships. You don't want no 1 week stands and then you blow the motor, or figure out you don't like it. So let's get to the bottom line here. Call me old-fashioned if you want. I just believe if it's not broken, don't fix it. And the 2003-2004 636 has never entirely broken on me. Yeah, she's caught on fire a couple times. That's not a big deal. Come on now. It's light, it's powerful, it's dependable, but this is technology that's been around forever. It's proven and it works. So that's why the 636. Guys, today's video is actually dedicated to my buddy Joey Mars. He was a big fan of the channel. He would always watch the videos, him and his kids. So if you guys are watching today, know that my heart and my thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And this video is for Joey, because I know Joey loves what I do. He was a huge part of the bike community. I loved what he did. He spreaded nothing but positivity and joy throughout each and every one of us. So today's video is dedicated to him. I'm gonna get out of here for the day. If you guys liked the video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure you give it a comment if you do, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're getting close to 100,000. But I'm gonna go get out of here and enjoy today, and make sure you guys do the same, because tomorrow is not promised. Love you. Peace.